Well, with apologies for the delay in the beginning of commentary, we hope you've been enjoying the first 10 minutes with the sights and sounds alone of Bears Best Cheongna. We appreciate you joining us for round 3 here of the LOTTE Open, and there is much to be decided on this moving day Saturday. Kim Yo-ju is trying to get herself back in the mixer. We saw another unbelievable LPGA Tour player, Jae-Jin, have a brilliant performance yesterday, and now starting our coverage with a birdie. Kim Min-byul, the rookie, she was able to do just enough to make the cut here, a putt that she was hoping was going to meander its way back to the left and towards the cup. Just fans out about 5 yards to the right side of the hole. There will be some work to do for many who are trying to slow down or at least get their names back in the pursuing pack of this LOTTE Open. 800 million won up for grabs, and just another unbelievable weather day here in Sogu. It's always a bonus when we see the sun peeking through the clouds, and in fact today there are so few of them and a gorgeous 27 degrees. A little bit windier today. You'll see that in the trees in the background and the flapping flags as our feature group nears the turn. Leading the way, Jae-Jin and Chung Yoon-ji both at 12 under par. Jae-Jin is ready to tee off and drive away. Towards the right side of the fairway and into play. She so far today 3 under. She was not able to reach Chung Yoon-ji by the end of round number 2 yesterday, but has made quick work of this front 9. 3 under is one of the best scores posted yet today. The Chun-Ye Sung on 9, she's at -7. Putt from the fringe that misses to the right. The conditions will feel so much different for her on this Saturday. She was in one of the early groups yesterday, back when it was cloudy and breezy and rainy, and she was able to put up quite some number in the second round, and enjoy watching everyone trying to battle back towards her from the clubhouse. Chanu Ri now pulls that slightly to the inside of the hole, one where it played far more straighter than it had appeared on the surface. And the last member of this featured group is So Young. Perfect 3 for 3. There you can see everybody in the fairway off on the march. Moving right along, and we find Jae-Young just under the tree at number 10. Fantastic bit of control as that stops up a landing pin high and curls to within about 5 feet away from a birdie. That's very nicely played, and she gets to cool off a little bit as well in the shade of that tree. Here's how things sit with about 3 hours today of our moving day still to be played. Park Ju-young at a 2 under mark through 8. She is 3 back. Lee So-mi and company 4 back in that tie at 8 under par. We have Kim Ji-soo even through 7 at 7 under. Tough starts to the day for Kim So-yoon 2 and Jae Bon, over par on the second page of the leaderboard. We'll take a quick reset, and when we come back, we will have more from the Lotte Open. Round 3 Saturday. Stay with us. Beautiful day out on the course. We are so glad you could join us. We might be in for something of a shooting gallery this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jae Ji and Jung Yoon Ji, especially when approach shots like that are being played and produced. Jung Yoon Ju, 61 meters. She plays this shot from the sand and she looks borderline disgusted with it. Didn't catch it as cleanly as she would have needed to, and because of that, is not able to reach the green. She does avoid back-to-back trips to the bunker, but that will feel likely like little consolation. go one better. Jae-Jin not quite. I'll ride the fringe all the way to borders right off the back. Park Ju-young can't count her out of the weekend or today. Maybe could have used some extra club as she's able to reach the green, but about 20 yards shy. And now Jae-young for birdie. A little left to right. Handles it well. Jae-bun, she had been absolutely dominant in round one, just has not been able to replicate that success since. I won't count her out, but something is going to have to change, and quite drastically, for her to try and fight her way back in. A skip and a roll to about 4 feet left of target from Lee So-young, setting up what she will hope will be a par. A long way back. Looks like it's online. Remarkable putt that was. Would have put her odds at less than 10%, but she has been putting so well. Her third birdie of the round. She goes out with a 33. She scuffs it. Doesn't get under what she needed. And is only a couple of paces onto the green. She'll mark off with some very understandable frustration. And as we continue to bounce around, we come back to 9, and that is going to keep Jae-bun quite some margin off the pace. Golden opportunity. Unfortunately, she is not able to find that same success with the putter as her groupmate had just done. Of a sudden, a putt, an outside look at par if she wants to preserve this score of 12 under. And just never able to recover from that missed chip. And she will drop down to 11 under, and Jae-Jin will have a chance to all of a sudden make it a 2-stroke advantage. That's back-to-back bogeys now for Chung Yun-ji. Bring her back to even where she started the day at 11 under. this far today, Jae Jean back-to-back birdies at 2 and 3. The most recent on 7. This is going to break right, and it's going to pick up speed pretty quick. She can go consecutive circles for the second time today. Off it goes, but it does take off. Get a sense that there was a little bit of a pensive feeling as she stood over the ball. She makes this par putt, she'll still be the outright leader, but she had a golden opportunity there, and she'll know that. 4-11, Ho Dabin is able to get to 8 under, just narrowly as she sneaks that ball in between the hole and the flag. That is her 4th birdie of the day, the only bogey coming at number 4. All the way to the back, almost perfectly pin high. Lovely approach shot, and the putt for birdie will be next. In the meantime, here's Kim Yoo-ju. This would move her within 3. Pretty straight shot. With the pull to the inside, and she rims around. And will have to settle for a par. Now he's so young, also on 8. Has to have this to avoid a bogey. And that also going to break hard right. And pop back out to the other side. So a couple of bogeys out of our featured group here as they near the end of the front 9, and we reach hole number 9. Well, it looks as such. It is a 353-meter par 4 over the pine straw as you wind your way through this dog leg to the left. 3 bunkers, one on the right before the turn, and then a putt bunker just as you make that 90-degree change of direction. Big awaiting sand trap if you try and get a little bit too cute with the line around the tree. 2 more bits to be mindful of before the green, and I can tell you just by looking at that graphic where the pin placement is going to be tomorrow. Today, however, we find it at the back right, which we have seen through a couple of shots already today. So no longer sharing the lead. It is all hers, Jae Jean. It's a little bit uncertain about the drive, but not too much at all to take issue with that result. Look at some of the numbers that she has been able to amass with her driver so far this week. She has been very, very good on the par 5s, but has at times struggled on these smaller par 4s. She just needs a drama-free, run-of-the-mill, take your par and reset kind of hole. after back-to-back bogeys. She starts out well with a good drive. Unable to get the backspin to keep her planted on the green. One of the smaller ones as well. Not necessarily a wide landing area. Kim Ji-soo, after her brilliant approach to the back of the green, she is able to connect on that birdie putt. First of the day comes right before the turn. These are within 4 with half a round to play. Within just a few feet with expert precision. Be the simplest of birdie putts. It's a tough hole to try and navigate. It even gets its own dramatic introduction video before it's played. And you can understand why people play a little bit deeper on 12. Speaking of deep, on the other side of the green, Chun-Ri working her way back from 18 meters to just a couple of feet. Excellent up. She should have no problem getting down from there. Rushing through the motions, Kim Yo-ju on 12. And she is going to be able to just stay on the green, and maybe not. She'll get a little extra push. Rolls that back to the border of the fringe and starts its way back down. And on 10, working it ever closer. Similarly played from that side of the green. Landing this on the par 3, about 3 feet past the hole and to a similar distance away is Kim Yo-ju. The supporters were certainly ready to erupt in cheer. They'll have to settle for a 2-putt. That's a great effort. Unfortunately, great isn't going to influence the scorecard much as we head back to our featured group on 9. Absolute rocket drive, 243 meters when it finally came to rest. Leaves her with 114. Here's the approach up directly over the trap. Bounces twice and not fully able to get all the way up the hill. But factors in the wind and gives herself a shot. Unfortunately, the pin. But as we had previously discussed, this is about getting a par and resetting. Time to check back in on our rookie Keemin Bial. Take her to 5 under par, inside of the top 20. Nicely worked after a great approach shot. Just her second of the day with 3 bogeys in between. Now with a sensational approach shot to leave Pak Jae-eun with only a few feet. She also gets her birdie. Up to 6 under she goes, just outside of the top 10, but if she can keep playing her irons like that, maybe no stopping her today. All about the jostling for positions. Moving day for a reason. Can't win the tournament here, but you can certainly lose it. Featured group needs another moment or two, so in the meantime, we'll head back to 12th. There's Hoda Bean playing her second. This looks really, really good. Borders on great. She just has that little pitch, lands it about a foot to the inside of the fringe and down the hill cautiously as you need to play this 12th. Sung. Cuts across the rough. She plays that approach shot to about 7 feet to the right. Some great iron play. What now can we make out of this sand wedge for Chung Yeon-ju? On the par 5 10th, trying to get it close. There's the spin, but well more to the right than she needed to be. Misaligned, struck the ball almost perfectly though. From the fairway, there's the bite right there. Stops her on that downslope before the fringe. back out to 9, and Chung Yun-ji, the first one to go, and she goes off the flag, and maybe if she decided to take it out, she would have had a birdie. She went right after it. That's the par she needed, despite the fact it probably could have and should have been her birdie. But the bogey streak is over. Here it is again. See, she had marched it all the way to the hole, checked out the break from the other side, and she had her notes perfectly. And in that moment, you're thinking, yep, the flag should have come out. Jae-Jean, after letting an opportunity slip through her fingers at the last hole, can she find her birdie here? So close, but couldn't keep it enough to the right. Those are 2 chances now to build a bit of pad atop the ladder, but an advantage will remain as just the 1 stroke. To the back 9. And from the rough that separates the fairway from the green, fresh off a birdie, she's just not able to get herself down. She's still going to putt from the fringe. Be in regulation though. She's quietly back in a tie for 8th. That's 7 under. Can she, though, find a bird to move within 4? This is a putt that's easy to overthink. She doesn't factor in the break. 67 in the first round. Had been a co-leader. Yesterday she goes 69. She's down 5 spots. The 37 on the way out. Chung Yun-ju at 10, inching closer and closer, but about 4 feet short. That's a great perspective of the break. It wasn't level with the hole until it was about a yard beyond it. To the fringe with Park Ju-young. Still a look at birdie. Still a good shot at birdie. Rolls over that bright edge. Validating that that was the right club as she had pulled the putter out despite not officially reaching the green. We'll go to 12, Kim Yeon-ju. This is breaking away to the right. Very, very difficult pin placement today. The further right the flag goes, the less of a landing spot you have, so birdies are at a luxury. Chanuri at 7 under. Can she get to 8? Not quite. Difficult downhill, but she'll settle for par. Well, the advantage at the top right now for Jae Jean is just the one stroke after a pair of pars and not being able to capitalize on the 8th and 9th hole. She is 3 under today. Isomi is 7 under through 17. Just barging her way back towards the top. She was absolutely nowhere to start the day, up 29 spots and only 4 back. We started with 132. We cut the field down to 74. And Jae Jean is our leader at 12 under. Back to Bears Best after a short break. As we near the second hour of our third round coverage, our featured group has officially made the turn onto the Australasian course that comprises holes 10 through 18. The time on the United States course is done, and we are back to the west side of this Jack Nicklaus designed masterpiece here in Sogu. G, after consecutive bogeys, should have had a birdie, but she broke the spell and can now try and keep on attacking. She is a power hitter, and she sends that perfectly into the narrow fairway. Some brilliant shot making continues. Perfect drive to set it up just at the end of the fairway and to about 6 feet away. .227 meters the drive, 132 remains. Pak Ju-young towards the back. You can afford to be a little bit longer here. It's going to come to rest in the fringe. So Young ready for her second shot on this long par 5. 243 meters remains. Aim for that big tree in the fairway, and you should be just fine. As the fairway widens and opens up to the left side, that is where Lee So-young commonly plays her second shot here at number 10. Down at 5 under. Almost closest to the pin of the group. 3 great shots. Jean following suit. Is going to try and reach, and she has reached the green. I don't know that you can play a second shot on a par 5 much better than that. Could have sworn she had that thing teed up with the 5-wood. And on 12, nicely over the water and about hole high. The next shot is the difficult downhill. Going forward as well. 226, 5-wood in hand. Just a little bit left. Gonna be able to roll it up. Stop short of the bunker at the back. I don't know that an eagle is necessarily on for either, but certainly birdie should be the minimum expectation. And that is how much easier this game can be when you can add that little bit extra power. Bill, 7-iron on 12. 7-iron has been the club of choice here on the par 3. She's playing it as about aggressive as we've seen so far today, and she might be able to reap the benefits from it. Pak Ju-young from the fringe. It's downhill. She just literally nudges it, gets it started, and will stop a couple of feet short. 6-iron for Chen Yisung. Final to tee off here. Can't quite dig in and avoids the worst of it, but that is some thick, thick rough. It will not be an easy recovery from there. Out. Wide open green for Lee So-young. She's generally been very good with her short game this week. She goes off the flag, the backspin comes in. It's probably a good thing she hits the flag because that thing was hit with some pace. Be a birdie bonanza at 10 for a future group. Let's go to 11. He's never coming back. Started left, and unfortunately for Jay Bun, stayed left. To 1,347 meters out for Hoda Bean, playing the hybrid. Not able to locate the green. She's gone left and into the rough. Now Jung Yeon-ju, right to left downhill putt. Here comes the break. Nicely done. Inside of the top 10 now, up to 7 under par. Her second birdie of the day, her first since the opening hole. Back to 10. Great touch just past the fringe. Almost comes across for eagle for Jung Yeon-ji. I think this time she can even leave the flag in. She won't have to worry about it. That's the proverbial monkey off of her back. Back into the birdie column she goes. Her first since hole number 6. And her time as the co-leader will likely be very short-lived. And yes, that's the reaction. How close? That close to an eagle. Jean's turn to try. It's coming back. Caddy trying to will it. One more yard to the right ball. And that is the textbook between the top 2 players in the field right now on how to play 10. Going beyond the hole into the rough behind the green. Both of them close to eagle, and both will happily take their par and move on. 13 and 12 under respectively now. Didn't have enough speed to traverse that little crest. For birdie next as we move right along. Kim So-yoon 2 trying to get back to even for the day. Slides that in nicely. Can we make it a perfect 3 for 3? Yes, we can. Lee So-young steps up and delivers a great putt. Sung. She was buried in the forest behind the green 12. And she makes that look very easy. Place the back left of the green. We haven't seen many go beyond that last little pocket by the pin. Absolutely launched. Felt like that was rolling for an entire minute down the left side of the fairway. Trying to stay shaded and cool. The heat will be applied, no doubt, from Chung Ying-ji trying to battle back. Only 1 under for the day. She is definitely a momentum player. We see that on both ends of the spectrum for Ying-ji. Birdies often follow birdies, and she can get in ruts. She is seemingly put that in the rearview mirror and not out driving JG this time, but follows that same line to the left side. Just runs out of speed. Will be a par at number 12. She had it lined up perfectly, just couldn't give it as much as it needed. Go back to 11. Kim Ji-soo lifting it out of the rough. Anxious, I'm sure, with a less than ideal line, but should be okay for a par. Bill now to move within 7. That close to back-to-back birdies. Just breaks away. Settle for a par. It's a very long and frustrating walk. Time and time again, glancing down at the putter for answers. Why didn't you just drop for me? On to 13, picking up speed. Hoda Bin down this hill. Gets up from the rough and leaves herself with about 4 feet. Frustrating one that is not following the line. Kim So-yoon 2 still looking for that first birdie of the day, settles for a par. Kim Yo-ju just cannot seem to buy one right now. It's twice now she's come to within a foot of a birdie. She's played some great golf today, but has left a couple of strokes out there, and she knows it. Seven iron on 12. Park Ju-young only within 3. Slowing down with the backspin to within a yard or 2. Her group mates are getting the headlines today, but Lee So-young is reminding us all of her quality. Run of the mill, down to the left side, rolling up, stopping on the hill. So just how short of an approach that is. Get in the hole, ball. She is bound and determined for an eagle. That is 2 holes in a row where she has come within a foot or 2 of picking up 2. Our leader is on some kind of form right now. Well, we're on for a shooting gallery, ladies and gentlemen. Jae Jean is about to move to 14 under. Jung Yoon-ji is off the green, so we might see that lead extended again to 2 strokes. Lee So-mi is officially in with a 66. A brilliant day as she's up 29 spots into the top 5 and throwing her hat into the ring for tomorrow. So we continue to work our way through Bears Best here at Cheongna. The Lotte Open, 3rd round moving day. We'll have more when we return from a short break. Well, basically just a formality. A tap in for a birdie to extend our lead to now 2 strokes in this Lotte Open. Back to her winning ways. Doesn't mean the win is secured by any means, but when we've seen it oh so many times from Shahid Jean, it's because she has been playing golf like this. Disappointing one that's under hit from the fringe. So now ENG trying to respond with a birdie of her own. It's a delicate one, to say the least. Starting from the fringe, a little tap to get it started. Speed shouldn't be the problem. Line is more what you're worried about here. You could have wanted and hoped for the birdie, but that seems like the reasonable result from where she had that first putt to play. 69 in round 1, 64 yesterday, and at the moment, still plenty of time, don't get me wrong, but on pace for 71. We go to 12 now, and Bak Ju-young is able to save her par to keep herself in 3rd position. To play here at 11 is Lee So-young. She can move to outright 4th with a putt she should make, and a putt she does make. Finally under par for the day. She will feel like, at last, back-to-back bogeys 7 and 8. Now back-to-back birdies here, 10 and 11. We have 3 Lotte athletes in the top 10 of their tournament, rising to meet the expectations. Ever-growing gallery watching on. Teeing off for the par 3. Takes a bite of the green and will stop on the fringe. a logjam here, waiting for the 12th to open up. Sanjay will be the next at 4 under par for the tournament. A conservative line over the water as she is going to be faced with the decision: do I putt or do I chip? I would think she would go for the latter, but we don't have to speculate for very long. Onwards to 14, Kim Yeon-ju. Tied for 5th, but fading away as she has not been able to find nearly as many birdies as Jae-Jin, the 10th ranked golfer in the world. Kim Yeon-ju gives herself another really good look at a birdie. Now she just needs that putter to play along. Also 7 iron for Kim So-yoon too. This looks very left. Plunges into the sand. Other side of the green. Sung, she got stuck in the rough off the tee on 13. Walks through the next section, but carrying far too much speed. And she's going to go to the rough at the back of it. And I do not envy that position as she needs to pitch it down towards the pin. Dabin from just on 14. 15 meters exactly. This is a long putt. Looking at a birdie. She does really well. Fortunately, it's not going to show up on the scorecard, but a setup putt for her par. There is the aforementioned pitch up, starts it down, and needs to stop. It's about 8 feet past the hole. That's a up where it's just trying to minimize the damage. And yeah, day for some sunscreen, that's for certain. It's a bright one. from the sand, right towards the flag. That's a great bunker shot where most of that flag on the break was hidden from view. Needing this to save a par. Narrowly away. She knew that it was right. She kicked her heel up, hoping that by the grace of the golf gods it would snap at the very end, but she's going to go down. Sunju Hee. Lifting it up, and dropping it down just before the downhill. That's still going to pick up some speed, but it looks pretty good. That's a fantastic little pitch. Great bit of skill. Par save, here it comes, but it breaks too much to the inside for Chen Yisung. Uphill putt, and it gets jammed in with the flag. Nobody expected that to go, but maybe her. From off the green to the bottom of the hole. Nicely played. Back to 12 now. Kim Ji-soo breaks right very early. Our feature group is patiently waiting up at the teeing grounds. Decided it was fine just where it's sat on the green the first time. Zone 2. This is a mostly straight putt for par, maybe a little bit to our right of the flag before coming back. Didn't need to factor in any. Straight as an arrow. An important one to avoid dropping. Considering where she had placed that tee shot in the sand, that's a really good up and down. Party hole, that is 17. The vibes are high. The shot making has matched it all week. This is how it looks from the top down to the green on number 12. 150 yards, but a significant drop. 30 meters, if I recall correctly. And yeah, it's a whole lot of yikes if you are not on this green. You have the water, of course, at the front. Overgrown grass around the bunker just to give you that last little catch before you release from the sand. And the pin, as we have seen time and time again, well offset to the right today. We'll see if the extended wait for our leader cools her off any. He's gone with 8-iron, which is a lot less club than we're used to seeing here. The distance doesn't end up being the problem. That was well left, and she lost her right hand on the follow-through. You could tell that something was awry, and maybe, just maybe, it was a bit too long to wait after all. Not that she had any control over that. Practice win for So Young. No such problems for So Young. She puts that into a good spot on the green. Just moments ago. Able to find the green on number 12 from our featured group. What a shot it was from So Young. Well, So Young should be able to go level with Park Ju-young based on where she finds herself on the green. Both Jung Yoon-ji and Jae Hae-jin are off, which means those scores will probably carry over to 13. Pae So-yeon, 5 under 67 today. She is tied for 8th position this third round of the Lotte Open. Here we see what Jae Jean is able to do from the sand. Of course she puts it within 5 feet. Why should we have expected anything else? Running out of adjectives to describe how well she's playing today, this weekend in general. Still only 23 years of age and an absolute superstar. 24th in the world, 12 professional wins to her name. Kind of crazy to think that she's already been a pro for 6 years. She was 17 when she turned pro. Last win on the LPGA Tour of Korea was back in 2020. Another one. She short changes, and that's what you would expect to see from that bit of rough. The shots that have gone better, they are the exception to the rule and not the standard. Great putt for Jae-young. Up to 7 under she will go. Navigating that nicely up the hill. So young, she can move within a couple, but doesn't hit it hard enough. Go to Hoda Bino, we're at 15. A little bit right, but she's going to be able to bounce through the rough and stop on the fringe. Away from the ball marker, and unfortunately, it will be a bogey. Now from just off the fairway to the right, approach into the wind, and it will stop above the hole. Trying to tap in, and her advantage will be at 2. Great up and down from the sand. And once again, a little bit of breathing room up at the top. It's not a bad strategy at all to be a bit short, try and absorb some of the power, but that much loft into the rough didn't give you the kick that is required. 13, cue the dramatic music. So many places where you can get yourself into quite a bit of trouble. Is one of the holes at this wonderful golf club that grabs some headlines. Any challenging par 3 will do that, but this, for my money, is the most difficult hole on the course.
그리고 플레이할 때는 잠깐만 우선 접어주세요. 거기 앞에 분들 뒤에 분들 우선 잠깐만 접어주세요. 자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰오세요.
Where did the rock and roll JG with the honor? Off on the right foot. And down putt. There it goes, starting up, and coming back down for Buck Ju-young. Needs it to come left. Starts to, but the break coming in a little bit too late. Shot. What's next? That's quiet confidence that comes with a couple nicely played holes. This is Kim Yoo-ju lifted up from that rough, and this is becoming something of a frustrating, repeating moment for her. Short once again. Last time Chun Yun-ji had bogeyed, she did it twice consecutively. Certainly hoping that that particular bit of history doesn't repeat itself as she outdrives Lee So-young and Jae Hee-jin, and away they go.
카트도로 내려가주세요.
That close. The shrieks from the supporters and the body language says it all. Did everything but drain it. Tough to not see the birdie to buoy her up. This is a gorgeous shot. So-gu looking over at 18. Fantastic clubhouse and the cityscape in the background, a nice combination of greenery and urbanism, and one of my particular favorite venues of the year. $1.355 million square meters, 27 holes, 3 courses. Academy here as well. Stunning weather day to accompany red hot play that we have seen. Move on to 15. Jaeyoon's approach. Up she goes, a little bit left. Comes towards the middle of the screen. Very aggressive pin placement today, just off the front right. To play a little closer, but especially with the gusty winds pushing it closer and closer to the middle. Now these are some fantastic seats on 17. The Lotte red that dots the course. The fan cam. Giving the supporters something to scream out in celebration of a great birdie. Subin. Been a tough day, no doubt about it. Double bogeys and bogeys dotting that scorecard, fading away from contention, but celebrate your wins, even if there aren't as many as you like. Next from Young, 14. Nicely across to the right side of the fairway, setting up for a clean look at the pin. Some souvenirs for the wins as well. T-shirt can on top. Bean's second shot on the par 4. She struggled to find the green in regulation today. It's becoming something of a pattern for her. Sun Eugene, her second on 50. 74, just a short wedge up. Front left is where she's aiming. It's where she started it, but hops and rolls about 10 meters past. And look at that little escape through the rough. That is a special approach. That's exactly how I wanted to play it. green to clear. JG maybe not too frustrated with the fact she has to wait. You can see she has 2 different wedges in hand. Keeping a close eye on the flag and the fact that it is blowing towards her. Choice is made. 140 into the wind. Looks like she chose the right club. The 17, Che Gabin, she's at 5 under. Playing the 8-iron. Off to the right and starting slowly, but surely back towards the flag. Coming back. A little bit too far to the left. Starts over. Just stops up a couple of feet wide of the hole. Six iron for Jung Yoon-ji. Slow down a little bit. Range, ooh, and she's gonna find the pocket. Come on back down, ball. Come on back down. Fairly straight look at a birdie. And Jae-young now putting it into the wind. Does it have the speed? No, just slows down at the very end. Just over the front, but no further. Keeping herself in contention with some good play. It's not nearly as close as she would have wanted to be. On club, if she had the benefit to do it all over again, she probably would have clubbed up. It is the rough for Chaebon, but in terms of the line towards the green, not too bad. I think she's second guessing her selection as well. It's 104, but it is pretty buried with the wind, so you take a little bit extra. see if that last-minute audible was the correct call. Probably the right club, just not the right alignment. Hips too far to the right. Closed herself off to the hole. And now 13 again. We near 3 p.m. local time. Final 6 holes for the featured group. 7.7 meters for Iso Young, just a bit too far away. About 5 yards short. Here's Hoda Bean. For all the time she's spent in the rough, she has done some great job mitigating the potential fallout. The crowd was ready to go absolutely berserk. Celebration. Take the applause that is anyways. Kim Yo-ju. She's due for a birdie. It's time. Perhaps not. Still a few more holes, but she has fallen out of the race for this win, barring some kind of miraculous round tomorrow. Just that putter has gone ice cold. The door is slightly ajar for her. Can't capitalize. Good effort, just a bit too much pace. Hoda Bean saves her par up and down again on 16. So can Chun Ying-ji capitalize? Get within one once more. Yes, she can. Fantastic putt that is. Birdie number 4 on the day. Unfortunately, there's been 3 bogeys as well. Otherwise, that lead would still belong to her. Fast forward to 18, so Jean's approach. About 10 yards past the hole, but a good look back. Park Ji-young. Start right. There it is. Here it comes. You know exactly where that ball was going to break, just needed to hit it a little harder. Ju rolls it in. Deficit has narrowed. Advantage, I should say, has narrowed. It will disappear entirely if she doesn't have this putt for par. Calm, cool, and collected, however, and it's a exhale of relief for the Jae Jin fan club. Pretty good club to be in, to be fair. Understanding where she is in the round, where she is in the chase to keep herself close, this will feel like a really, really big putt that she does not want to see miss. But Jian is able to save her par, keeps herself within 4. Is wasting no time. Already on the tee blocks for 14, the final 5-hole stretch of the day. She's got herself into some trouble there, missing the fairway, missing the rough. That's close to the creek. Don't see the tournament official with the flags to tell us in or out, but if it's not out, it is awfully close to being it. See if she takes it provisional or if she was able to get word that she is okay. Certainly not the way you want to start a par 5, especially when you can hit it as long as she can. Reach for a little bit extra, of course. But now, advantage back to our leader. No such drama. She's comfortably into the fairway. So Jean, so get her into the top 25. Thought it was gonna break right, but it never does. So unfortunately, she will finish the day over par. +1, 73. Currently 11 strokes back. Surprised this is the first I've heard BTS on 17. Jew. Oh, come on now. Just saving it for the party hole, why not? Just a few yards away from the days this place would have lost their collective minds. An icon on this tour and an iconic tee shot. More from 18, So Yeon Jung. soaring through towards the back right of the green. The depth was okay. Definitely would have preferred that to have been a little bit more to the left. Well, it's definitely getting interesting with 5 holes to go for our featured group. 2 shots still separating them. Park Ju-young 1 hole further forward at 3 under today. 4 back. Lee So-young in the featured group, of course, only 1 under today at 9 under par. Pei So-yeon finishing with a 67. Lee Jung-min a good round of 69 to be just outside of the top 10. But I think anything even that is not double digits under par will make for a very tough day tomorrow. We'll take another reset. More from the Lotte Open's 3rd round when we return. been all about mitigating some of the damage. Jung Yun-ji, her tee shot gone awry. Find herself back in the fairway. Fairway to fairway, as you might expect. Nice lead from JG. So Bean for a birdie on 17, less than 6 meters from the hole. Just can't quite keep it straight. She'll settle for a par, she'll tap in. Inching ever closer. This miss is slightly left. Two-putt par.
Next level, yeah. 절대적 룰을 지켜 내 손을 놓지 마라. 결속은 나의
진짜 오랜만인 것 같아서 너무 팬분들 만날 생각에 너무 기분이 좋고 또 팬분들이 또 많은 기대를 하고 계실 것 같아서 그만큼 더 좋은 모습을 보여야겠다는 생각이 좀 강하게 드는 한 주인 것 같아요. 네, 제가 스폰서 대회에서 좀 잘해야겠다는 생각이 좀 강해서 뭐 작년에도 스폰서 대회를 우승하고 계속 그래도 좋은 성적을 얻어서 네, 이번 주도 자신감 있게 좋은 플레이로 네, 스폰서분들한테도 기분 좋은 한 주를 보내드리게 하고 싶어요. 우선 제가 국내에서 이런 이벤트를 해본 적은 없어요. 그래서 아직 어떤 식이다라는 걸 아직 실감을 못해서 잘 모르겠는데 우선 팬분들이랑 즐겁게 한 홀을 치는 거기 때문에 뭔가 되게 재밌을 것 같고 되게 팬분들도 되게 좋은 추억이 될 것 같아서 되게 기분이 좀 색다를 것 같아요. 이 홀만큼은. 우선은 버디를 하든 파를 하든 세레머니보다는 그냥 우선 홀아웃을 하면 팬분들이랑 좀 뭐 인사도 하고 좀 조금 네, 다양한 볼거리가 있지 않을까 생각이 들어요. 우선 제가 되게 오랜만에 한국 대회를 출전하는 건데 네, 많은 분들이 와주셔서 이렇게 많은 응원해 주시면 저 또한 좋은 퍼포먼스로 여러분들을 즐겁게 해드리도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Of course, she is a very in-demand young woman. Great to have her back on the LPGA Tour career this week. Speaking of how excited she was, how happy she was to be playing at home once again. And big wave to the fans. There's that birdie. But after it since 10, she asked for a little more noise. Playing up to the crowd, and I'm sure there will be a few more autographs, but afterwards, of course. For now, we're all done at 17. It's autograph time. ENG, this is headed left. Avoids the spectators, but she has not been able to find anything in regulation on this go through 14. That's a pleasant little kick and a roll to the left. Fortuitous bounce to recover from a pretty difficult lie. Still some work to be done for Che Jing. She looks a little bit dejected, seeing how far away from the pin she is. Back to 17. Jay on 8 iron. Look at that. Mere centimeters away from a hole-in-one. First 2 rounds at 17 were fun, but it's a whole other level at the weekend. Nice job from Chung Ying-ji to get back onto the green. Should have no problems from there. She's had enough excitement for one hole already, I think. Back to 15, Park Ju-young. Long way out, but it is a look at birdie nevertheless. I was waiting for it to come back, and it never would. So Young's turn at 14 from the rough. High lofted ball with a great amount of spin. Just about able to pull out for a bird. From disappointing to demoralizing, as that putt for par has gone missed. And now ever closer. So close for Jay Jean, but it's going to have to be just par. It's back-to-back weeks to have her on tour after a tied for 7th position at the 11th E1 Charity Open. She is in pole position to take the win tomorrow. And to think that her advantage could be 3 or 4 shots higher with some of these near misses she's had today. The easiest birdie she'll ever score. Look at the back 9 for 4 birdies now. Up to 8 under par for the event. This is a must make for Jung Yoon Ji, her bogey. The golf widens. 4 now on the day. Just not been consistent enough. Needs to get right. Absolutely no break. A few stumbles at 15, unfortunately. Couple of bogeys. Not very long to reset. The par 4 16th will be next. Jimin Biel has reached 17 once again. She is at 4 under par. 2-3 on in regulation. This is a gotta have. Keeps herself within 4. Turn towards the clubhouse, 18, 375-meter par 4. It's a long one. Longest par 4 of the week. Great first drive and Kim Yoon-ju, 5 woods. Oh yeah, this needs to stop. Flat. She goes all the way to the back. And we will take a look at 15. It's a much more imposing looking hole than it ends up being, with that massive bunker just before the fairway. Kind of makes the fairway on a bit of an island, but should not be in play. The ones on the side and the one directly in the middle of this fairway very much in play. From there, anywhere from 130 to 100 meters on average. We have the approach that takes us towards the green with the pin placement today just a few steps off the front. 5 and 5, front and right. Our pin placement in round number 3. reasons Jean finds herself up by 3 strokes is the fact she has not bogeyed today. 5 birdies and 9 pars through 14 holes. Goes with the hybrid off the tee and stops short of the bunker. Nicely placed. And speaking of sand, left side of 18, Hoda Bean again. Just about every single one of her approach shots today have seemingly been left. Time and time again, she has recovered well enough to find a par, but it has been a theme for her today. There's no denying that. Ching-Ri, 17, short changes it. On 18. Trying to go back to back, but just short and just left. Finishes the day with a par. A rare lack of birdies today for her. Not that she played poor golf, but she's just quite been able to keep pace with our top 5. Smooth, simple swing with the 5-wood for Jung Yoon-ji towards that sand trap to its left, but safely in the fairway. Back to 18, and Serene starts this high and right. Did not want to come back. It's the correct speed. Short 3-foot par. 72 today, perfectly even. Tied for 17th as she exits the course. 17, just give it a lots of break to the right. Starts really early though, picks up speed. Last of these 3 cylinders, Hoda Bean trying to go up and down once again, save another par. Here it comes. Just about. Fortunate end to a decent day. Hoda Bean picks up her 2nd bogey, 4 birdies. 7 under is the score, so she'll be at least 7 off the pace by tomorrow. Jung Jae-sung running out of chances for birdie here at 17. And we go for 3. Formidable try. Putting from the fringe on 16 and holding out from the fringe on 16. Jisoo, can't forget about her. She has played bogey-free golf as well. 2nd birdie of the day. 2-9 under par. We skirt the southern boundary of the course for changing directions and working back in towards the clubhouse, our featured group. 4 holes remaining. 3 of them par 4s, 17 of course. The last par 3 of the round. Just outside of 100 meters for Jung Yoon-ji. It's a big skip. And it's going to roll and roll and roll. The fringe off the back right. It's not a perfect way to play this approach with where the pin is located today. It's all about how comfortable you are trying to go intentionally short. Try and use the fringe to slow you up. Also 102 meters for Jae-Jin. Straight up in the air, where will she land? Lots of shape on that as it's drawn closer to the middle. Going thick and fast, Park Ju-young. Definitely a workable putt for birdie, that. Good approach. So Young, the last to play. You can see wide open in the middle. With that little bit extra off the tee, she is able to work herself to about 5 feet away.
안 보이죠? 아씨 안 보이는데? 그림 못 올라갈 것 같았어. 안 올라왔어.
Land on the green and roll all the way to the fringe at the back. Getting to the final few holes, Jae-Jin leads by 3. Kim Ji-soo and Park Ju-young both 2 under, both on 16. Lee So-young only still 1 under yet today through 14. Lee So-mi in that 66 is going to put her in one of the final groups tomorrow. And that tie for 9th at 7 under par is quite a popular score. But at the moment, they would need to double their combined total to try and even touch Jae-Jin at the top. More from Bears Best Cheongna Golf Club after a short break. back final half an hour or so of round number 2. Jae-Hae-Jin, that was always going to be an outside look. For par, she comes close. Realistically, though, she could settle for a couple of pars on this final stretch and still be in good shape for tomorrow. No such trouble for Dr. Young. Nice right to left putt to bounce back from her bogey at 15 with a birdie. Back to 10 under and outright third. So Young now. Also a little right to left and also up to 10 under par. So the time alone on the podium was very, very brief for Park Joo-young. Much better back nine for So Young, must be said. Over to 18. Long putt from the fringe, heads right almost immediately. It's going to start to draw back in, runs out of speed.
줄여도 되지 않을까? 마지막에 10분 없어질 때. 그 정도까지만.
앞에 좀 멈춰주세요.
On a 3. Starts with 16. So Young from her birdie. The honor. Little extra torque, looking for a little extra yardage. It's a rocket down the right, and it's going to stay in the fairway to boot. Brilliant drive to start us off. Jean. A decent but not great shots, which unfortunately summarizes her day. From the champ of this event to Jae-Hae-Jin. Big blast with that driver. Par putt at 18. Nice putt! Good day at the office for EJ Young, including a brilliant back nine. She matches her performance from Thursday with a 69 and sits at 8 under par through 3 rounds. Lastly, and she's able to keep it in the fairway, which is priority number 1. Featured group on the march. Now a bogey. Unfortunately, she is faded out of the hunt. Sung Eugene. Still able to keep a smile, but a tough day. 75 Jaeyoon, a par. Tied for 22nd. She goes 1 over today, her highest round of the week thus far. Feels like there's 2 tournaments happening simultaneously. Those at the top, of which there are about half a dozen that you could say are still realistically in the fight, and everyone else jostling for positions in that peloton. These pictures don't get old. I wouldn't mind renting one of those homes along the fairway for the week, enjoying the golf, enjoying the weather, and the incredible city of Incheon. Jisoo on 16 walks in a birdie. Third of the day and back-to-back. She is also at 10 under, which is becoming quite the popular score. Young knows all about that. She sits there. 9-iron on 17. Keep this birdie roll going. She's just able to escape to the right of the bunker. This one able to avoid the sand on 18. Playing a very dangerous game, being that much to the left. Concentrate to the beach. Up she goes. Just over and on. Massive smack of the flag. Dropped out of the sky and bent the stick. So he's so young, can't help it but chuckle at that. Here it is again. Like this is, I'm not exaggerating, centimeters away from dunking into the hole. From the fairway for Jae-Jean. Half swing up onto the fringe and stopping. A little bit of a push. Wind growing in the latter stages of this day. Should be putting for a birdie. Just stopping before it on 18. Last to approach. Into the wind. She goes with the wedge. She earned that right. The great tee shot. Trying to keep it close to that flag, rolling about 12 feet past it. Everybody's on. 3 nice approach shots. Needs to dig out the ball marker. Bars on the table. Next challenger for birdie, Ju. Start this above the hole. Coming back. A little bit late. First attempt at a birdie on 16. Jung-Yoon-Ji, it's coming on back. It's coming on back. Just about 5 centimeters separating her, and that low score will be a par. Haven't seen too many of those today. Not gonna call that an easy bunker shot by any stretch of the imagination, but really not able to put any type of control on it. There's Buck Ju-young trying to save a par now. That's a clutch shot. Next up, Jae-Jean looking for her birdie. Yes! What a shot that is. 6 now on the day, 3 on the front 9, 3 on the back, and she still has 2 more holes to go. That is top drawer stuff. And through it all, bogey free, on pace to match her round yesterday of 66, and cruising right now. Chado Ree, meanwhile, 18, 7 under. Can she get to 8? Not today. leaves us with Lee So Young before we head to the rowdy par 3. 5.4 meters. Third of the time this distance is automatic this year. Just trying to keep pace. Easier said than done, I know. And she thinks she's got it. She does have it. She was the tertiary character for the front nine, but she has really turned it on for the back. Par secured. Channery, who goes out with the 36 in with the 35. A quieter day at only 1 under. We're marching right along. Again, we're backlogged a little bit on the par 3, so let's get our penultimate group going. Kim Ji-soo, it's an 8-iron. Looking good, looking great. Jenny's song trying to save her par. Oh, just short. It's an unfortunate way to end the day. 2 bogeys on the back 9. Her only birdie coming at 5. Tied for 16th, 5 under at the 3/4 mark. Kimmy Biel to get to 5 under. Get down, get down. That close as she rolls over the edge and will have to be par. So the gap is now 4. 16 holes down, 2 to play. Chung Yoon-ji is level now with Lee So Young, who's been able to improve on her day to 3 under. But my goodness, at the top, 15 under par, 6 under for the day. It's not a question of will she be the leader by day's end. It's how big will her lead be. More from the Bears' best in Cheongna as we continue our long round 3 of the Lotte Open.
마지막 곡이나 오늘의 마지막 곡이기 때문에 여러분들 지금까지 앞서갔던 목소리 마음껏 뽑아내주시길 바라겠습니다.
일단 정말 LPGA 경기하면서 오랜만에 거의 한 2년 만에 KLPGA 국내 경기에 출전하게 됐었는데 또 좀 지난주에 경기하면서 오랜만에 경기하다 보니까 좀 뭐 낯설고 어색한 부분도 있었지만 또 금방 1라운드 하면서 적응을 해서 좀 재밌게 경기했던 것 같아서 이번 경기도 좀 최대한 좀 즐겁게 라운드 잘 했으면 좋겠습니다. 항상 스폰서 대회는 누구나 좀 잘하고 싶은 대회 중에 하나일 것 같은데 또 저는 특히나 좀 스폰서 대회에서 꼭 우승을 하고 싶은 마음이 항상 있었어서 또 이번 경기는 또 오랜만에 국내에서 출전하게 됐기도 하고 또 컨디션도 나쁘지 않은 것 같아서 우승 목표로 최선을 다하겠습니다. 한 번도 이제껏 경기하면서 그런 이벤트 홀을 경험해 본 적이 없어서 좀 어떨지 아직 상상이 안 가긴 하지만 또 PGA 경기에서 이렇게 하는 홀들을 본 적이 있어서 저희도 한번 해보면 재밌겠다라는 생각이 들었는데 이렇게 할 수 있는 기회가 생겨서 좀 기대도 되고 좀 어떨지 되게 궁금한 것 같아요. 글쎄요. 뭐 어떤 세레모니를 해야 될지 모르겠지만 우승을 하게 큰 세레모니를 계획을 세우고 싶은데 여기서 뭐 하나 버디를 하게 되면 그냥 약간 팬분들이 박수 쳐주고 응원해 주시는 거예요. 좀 손 흔들어 드리고 인사하고 약간 그런 거 하지 않을까라는 생각이 드는 것 같아요. 미국에서 경기하는데도 불구하고 한국에서 많이 응원해 주시는데 이렇게 2년 만에 국내 경기 참가하게 돼서 팬분들 직접 만나 뵐 수 있게 돼서 너무 행복하고 또 많이 응원해 주시면 그 응원에 보답할 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
We had heard from Kim Yeon-ju earlier, hearing from Jae-ji. And now, final time today, teeing off on the par 3. Where is it going to go? Just a bit short.
자, 그래도 최현진 선수에게 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다.
Well, it's one of the best swings in the world, and that is just fact. Slow it down and take notes, ladies and gentlemen. I have to think she's not out of it, but it's becoming quite the deficit to try and overcome. A birdie in one of the final 2 holes would be just what the doctor ordered. And she goes closest to the pin and is well on her way to that birdie.
자, 마지막으로 세 선수들이 걸어오고 있습니다. 이곳 플레이어 여러분들의 응원
start to spare a thought to tomorrow's final round, and the show is definitely on 17. As we wait for them to reach the green, 18, the third final group of the day, Jung Yeon-ju. To muster up enough to get all the way to the flag. And now our leader ahead by 4. Trying to make it 5. Not quite the speed to run it all the way up. Couple of pars and she will still be breathing easy by day's end. Back to 18. Park Ju-young. Does she have one last bit of magic today? Looking for 11 under. Looks a little bit left. It is indeed. So Young was able to just get through the fairway. Ready to move to 12 under par. Cut the gap to 3. But not hard enough. This looks pretty good for Jay Bun. Tails away. Maybe, just maybe, she used up her quota of brilliance on Thursday. 66 plus 5 the next day, plus 5 today. 4 over. Disappointing Saturday, to say the least. Big shot here. Crucial for Jung Yeon-ji. For birdie. Bring it back to within 3. Excellent. 12 under. Start of the day with the birdie. She has seen her fair share of ups and downs. Can she put the pressure on again on 18? Ju. Needing to save a par. Yes. Good finish. Even par today. 5 under round 1, 1 under yesterday. Just inside the top 10. 6 under. Good par save. Young, great day. Only 1 bogey, 4 birdies, 10 under. 5th position belongs to him. Should just be a simple tap in. It is a simple tap in. She'll take 15 under to hole 18. Still 6 under and bogey free for the day.
앞으로 쏠리시면 안 됩니다, 여러분들. 안전을 위해서. 자, 우리 선수들. 자, 우리 선수들께. 이성 선수. 고맙습니다.
Just throwing some speed for Isoya. Look out up there.
자, 대진 선수. 아무데나 건드리세요. 야, 조심하세요, 조심하세요, 조심하세요. 자, 우리 정인기 선수. 버디를 기록한 정인기 선수. 자, 항상.
One more souvenir for the day.
자, 다시.
Take 2. There it goes.
자, 에어건, 정인기 선수. 에어건. 자, 이쪽으로 쏴주세요.
They have a bit of time yet with the second shots being played on 18. The penultimate group. Contact looked and sounded great. Drops that in. Wow. What a near perfect shot that was. To about 6 feet past the hole. Lovely little bit of play. Off the tee, 174 to go. Kim Ji-soo is full of movement and not what she was looking for. She finds the left side of the Y-shaped bunker. .375, the final hole and a warm-up for Jae-Hae-ji, perhaps. And tomorrow, 144 million won could be on the cards. The first win in 3 years, but we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. 110 to 150, that is the average distance remaining after the drives. Count them up. 7 distinct bunkers. 6 of them before the green, 1 at the back right. The pin placement today, well, it brings that left side bunker very much into play, as we quite literally just saw. 6 yards from the left side, 22 of the 36 yards of depth down on 18. Our final hole of the day. One, 2, 3 away. Everybody in the fairway. And onward we march. One by one the swings. Nice and compact. Here come the shoulders. Here go the hips. And crushed. Third shot for Kim Ji-soo, and not quite as close as she would have wanted. That looked scary for a second, but gets enough spin to keep it close to where it landed. One in the sand and another just beside the cart path. Kim So-yoon 2, this should be her birdie putt. Instead, she'll look to go up and down for par. Nice and high, just past the fringe. She's up. The down shouldn't be too daunting. Now the other side of that shot from the sand, Kim Ji-soo just grazes, but can't drop. She drops to her knees in frustration. Bit of a down note to end the day, but much to celebrate. That was the only bogey. 4 birds, 10 under. Joo-hee. She too is going to be dropping. That should have been an easy bird. Cooling off at the worst possible time. From the cart path to this. Kim So-yoon 2 to stay at 3 under by day's end. No drama, just how she'd like it. 76 though is a disappointing round considering she went 4 and 3 under in the first 2 days. Goes over par and watches her shot at the win slip through her fingers over the course of 4.5 hours. Sun Joo-hee, it's a par. 75 today, also over, +3, tied for 22nd, 4 under through 54 holes. Gallery, some setting up shop to watch the approaches, others trying to get up a good view down by the green. Five iron with still some serious yardage to make up. Flattest iron in her bag. Ready for the shot. And just over the sand. It's gonna work closer and closer to the pin. Not gonna be an easy putt for birdie, but we've seen her make some pretty incredible putts so far this week. Might she just have one more? Jean. Up she goes. Where will that stop? This is looking something special. Wasn't quite able to avoid that downslope towards the fringe. Needed a few more yards of carry and she would have been in for a relatively simple birdie. So Chung Ying-ji can she go back to back, put the pressure on, cut the deficit to 2. She's up and pretty far out. Don't know that there's any guaranteed birdies from those approach shots. Though you won't have to wait very long to guess. We'll get our answers shortly. we wait for them to reach the green, let's check out what's going on the jump tour. The third level. Usually I'd say the stars of tomorrow, but maybe it's the stars of next week. Still very, very young in their careers. And it seems like the pros just keep getting younger and younger. Convinced there are so many golfers in this country that are born with a club in their hand because they make it look really, really easy from such a young age. 67 and 64 on the way to winning the tournament. Shaylee, her first ever victory, period. The 2023 Grand Country Club 3-man jump tour, the 5th round. Great to see. The future is very bright. After that birdie at 18, from ENG, it's feeling a little bit more intense on 18. She certainly doesn't need this birdie. What a boost it would be if she takes to the course tomorrow. These two will be in the feature group again. Three strokes separate them. 3 is not an insurmountable deficit. ENG saved one of her best shots as her last shot. Long look at birdie. She started it well. It's coming back over. Great speed. Slightly misaligned to the right. Only a 71 today. She started the day as the leader, 69, 64, and 71. Just a few too many bogeys, dropping her out of that top spot. But it will be an identical group tomorrow. So young, can she be level with ENG? Second closest to the pin. So young for a share of P2. Another close call, but not going to change the score. Fantastic back nine with 4 birdies. She was +1 at the turn, ends the day for a 54-hole score of 11 under par. Now all that's left to be decided, how big will the lead be tomorrow? Can she get to 16 under? It's on its way. The line was there. The speed, however, just a little bit short. Quick recalibration, check it out from the other side. Make sure there's no surprises. She is the 74th and final player to finish today. She has earned the right to take an extra second. Jean has her par. So she backs up what she had done yesterday with another round of 66. 3 under on the front, 3 under on the back. In pole position heading into the day tomorrow. She looks for her first victory since 2020. And only the bravest would bet against her with how well she has played these past 2 rounds. Well, in just a few moments here, we will take you through the highlights, show you the leaderboard, and say goodbye for the day. Only seems fitting to begin on the first hole. As we said, it was a 2-stroke advantage for ENG to start the day, and she starts the day where she left us yesterday. Lots of birdies. You see the gap move to 3. Jean on the second hole would find birdie number 1 for her of the day, and they would come thick and fast. Left and right, to pick your adjective. They were everywhere today, including this on 3, back-to-back with a little bit of extra flair. That's a full revolution around the hole. Would mean that the gap was just 1 after a par for Jean. ENG would extend it to 2 once again. 2 birdies through 6. But this day would not be without speed bumps. It was not simple. It looked simple. I'm sure it wasn't, but it looked it for Jean. Birdie for birdie, her final on the front 9. And this is what I mean. Struggling to get to that position on 7. Bogeys the par 3. Fast forward to 8 at this point, tied for the lead, but needed this. Downhill, just about 4 meters. She is unable to connect on that putt, so it would be back-to-back bogeys. She relinquished the lead, and she would not get it back. Also a drop so young as we would go on to 9. A little bit of don't forget about me from some of the groups just outside of our featured group. All pars until 9. And then a birdie to move back onto the front page of the leaderboard. 10 would be next. off the green on the par 5. Both ENG and Jae-Jin absolutely rip the ball off the tee at 10. Both would come so close to eagles. Course correcting a little bit. ENG here. Go bogey, birdie, bogey. 11 and 14 were the two scores until 16, when there would be another unbelievable putt. Pump of the fist. 15 under. Was cruising without much competition from her group mates, and then a little remember me from Lee So-young. Walks that one in as well. Will take her to a share of second position. And as we just saw moments ago, the par putt, 66th and final shot of the day. 15 under is the threshold, 3/4 of the way through this event. So here's how we stand. 54 holes down, only 18 to go, a 66 and a 3-stroke advantage over Chung Yun-ji, who only goes 71 today. Lots of rounds of 69, including 4 of them. Lee So-young, Park Ju-young, and Kim Ji-soo. Lee Jae-young as well. Lee So-mi with a brilliant 66 today, out of nowhere to shoot up the leaderboard. 5 under for Pae So-hyun, 67. Lee Jae-hyun 3 with a 68 today. There's a 66 as well from Kim Soo-ji, from obscurity to just outside of the top 10. We have the amateur, Oh Soo-min, with a 70, just outside of the top 20 at 4 under par. -4 as well today for Bak Bo-mi. Great round she put together. Chun Ye-sung over par. Sun Joo-hee +3. Tough day for her. Lee Ga-young -3 to get to 4 under for the event. +2 for Kim Min-byul, the rookie, 74. +1 for Park Chae-yoon. Yang Hyo-jin inside of that top 30, despite going over par. Kim So-yoon 2 and Jae Bun both shooting 76s today. Hong Jung-min an even par round. +3 as well for defending champ Sung Yoo-jin, down at 2 under par. Even par for Lee Se-hee, Kim Yen, and Kim Min-ju, 1 under to get to 1 under for the tournament. Ko Chi-won +1, Chang In-soo +2, Lee Ji-hyun 75 today. Just not able to consistently save her pars. Pak Soo-bin, +4 to drop her down to even. Lee So-gi 2 +3, +4 for An Song-yi to be tied for 61st position. Chung Shiu fresh off of, maybe not fresh at this point, but some brilliant golf earlier in the season, only able to muster a 73 today. And that's going to do it for us for round 3. What a great day it was for Jae-jin, who leads us at the 3/4 mark of the tournament. Remember that this starting time from today, 1 p.m. local, is when we will pick things up tomorrow. We hope you will join us then. The 13th edition of this Lotte Open, and we are in for a shootout to the finish. Featured group will stay the same, but who will take the prize tomorrow? 144 million won of the 800 million won purse. Well, the answer will be given to us tomorrow. For our whole SBS Golf crew, I've been Adam Jenkins. I say thank you for joining us. Enjoy your Saturday evenings, and we'll see you tomorrow back here on the LPGA Tour of Korea. So long.